Most Bloody Roar players go straight for the obvious badasses like Yugo, Shina, aka Marvel, and people like that. I did it too at first, but you know what's hilarious? People who have never even played Bloody Roar will walk by my screen and immediately start cheering for the bunny. Oh my gosh, is that a bunny? Go get him, bunny! And there's just something ridiculously fun about watching a cute white rabbit kicking someone's ass. So today, we're gonna go deeper. Let's look closer at Alice, the rabbit. How she evolved across the series, why she actually works in Bloody Roar Extreme, and why I changed mains mid-tournament to her. Alice's design was fairly consistent for the first 3 games. Twin pigtails to sort of be a visual indicator of her bunny ears when she changed into beast form, and a sort of playful innocence to her. In the first 2 games, we see her stance sort of resemble a standard martial arts pose that isn't too specific, while in her 3rd game she does this sort of weird thing with her hands. I don't know what that's about. Usually using a sort of pink or red coloration for her outfits, which says, "I'm a girl," more than anything else personally. Then her design changed with Bloody Roar Extreme. They had her hair go down, and her design made her less childlike and brought a sense of maturity to her with long, straight hair and a white default outfit that kind of blends well with her design and quite possibly was nurse-related still. Hard to say for sure, but she also had those blue sort of shorts under her skirt as well. Kind of makes me think of Spats, but maybe not quite that. She's back to the martial arts stance as well. Before any diehards argue with me here, I will cover her personality changes in the series in this video soon. But when I say that she looks more mature in Bloody Roar Extreme, as I'm wording it here, it's more about her design changes, which I like and prefer over her earlier portrayals, which are still perfectly enjoyable as her younger years, basically. It's not, I repeat, not necessarily saying she's more mature in Bloody Roar Extreme. It's mostly more of saying that her pigtails look rather childish, which, considering she appears to be in high school in the first game, made more sense back then. Bloody Roar 4 would reuse this design, albeit with a new 3rd outfit, this sort of blue dress thing. And I'm not going to cover all the outfits in this series, but get this, plot twist, when her hair is down, ending in Bloody Roar 1, her hair looks actually similar to Bloody Roar Extreme, which threw me for a loop, to be honest. Then there's her bunny form. In the early games, she was super skinny and slender. In Extreme and 4, they gave her chubbier hind legs in her beast form, which honestly makes her look more like a real rabbit significantly, and I love that little touch. This is gonna sound random, but Alice actually has a lot in common with a certain Tekken character. Both Alice and Ling Xiaoyu from Tekken rock the iconic pigtails in their early games, and both of them are these enthusiastic and energetic girls who chase after the main protagonist. Alice chasing Yugo and Xiaoyu chasing Jin. And just like Ling Xiaoyu eventually got those super long flowing twin tails in later games, Alice also evolved her look across the series. It's funny how 2 completely different fighting games ended up with these parallel, cute but deadly girls chasing the hero archetypes. While her martial arts pose is pretty standard in all games except 3, she actually sometimes goes into a boxing stance with her punches. I also want to discuss the speculation Scott and I had with that in mind. My theory being that she mimicked the fighting she'd seen while being held prisoner by Tylon in the first game, but had no formal training. Hence a sort of amateurish version of boxing mixed with various martial arts kicks that seemed really simple. It seemed like her punches outstretch one hand and she doesn't completely guard her face properly sometimes, and her kicks are a standard side kick and a sort of flip kick that made me think of Jeet Kune Do. But Scott's speculation, SCXER, is that she instead saw it from mimicking Bugs Bunny, which I find hilarious, and I wouldn't mind if they included that, but I'd prefer they use my idea either instead or alongside it, for the sake of a more serious storyline around the events of the first game. Now, I plan to go into the story for all of the Bloody Roar games soon enough, so this next portion will be mostly about Alice's personality over the series instead. Alice definitely comes off as having feelings for Yugo, even from the second game, but also seems eager to go out and get involved in things, more out of concern for him. Accuses Yugo of being reckless for going after Kenji, but seems equally as eager to make assumptions when she attacked Shina in the first game. Both Bloody Roar 2 and 3 seem to state she had a desire to help the weak, and even see others as her patients in some cases. So I'd say she'd go a long way with some sort of air of kindness. If all this sounds very vague and rather broad, there's a reason for that. There's just not that much to go off here. Now, Extreme, I'll just make a mention that Alice goes full drama queen and slaps Yugo, saying they both could have been killed, which it comes off as over dramatic and immature, which is likely why people say she matured less in Extreme. But that feels like a weaker argument in my eyes, even if, as always, these games give us little to go off with her personality. I would argue there was something deeper that the game intended to be the reason for her feeling that they could die, but they just simply accidentally left out of the final game for whatever reason. As for Bloody Roar 4...
Hey, you! What do you think you're doing? You'd better start explaining.
Eesh, yeah, we'll cover that someday. For this section, I'll be a bit lighter than you can get elsewhere. This video isn't here to give you an in-depth competitive strategy. This is about what a newbie will like about playing Alice. If I were to sum it up, she uses fast, rapid-fire punching strikes, which are quite fun, which includes a lot of really fun low attacks that opponents can have trouble dealing with, both in her punches and her kicks. And she has slow but hard-hitting kicks that are a fun contrast to the high-speed hits, once you get the hang of them. See? Simple. Those lows are quite fun to use, and I found that more effective to use those against my opponents than using my usual Yugo strategies. And that is why I began using her so much more than I was my old main of Yugo. Admittedly, I'd always used Alice almost as much as Yugo anyway, and I'll probably continue to use them both interchangeably, but Alice is quite possibly my main now. And that's pretty much it. Community question, would you try Alice after watching this, or is there another character that's getting your attention? Anyway, until next time, guys, bye-bye.